They're trying to force you out.
Yes, not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there around the club.
At the senior executive level.
Yes, that I felt betrayed.
And you think they're trying to get rid of you?
Honestly, I shouldn't say that, I don't know, but listen, I don't care, I'm always, people should listen the truth. Yes, I feel betrayed, and I felt that some people that don't want me here, not only this year, but last year too.
We waited very long for this interview to come out, but I'm not sure as a United fan if this is going to be the right move by Cristiano Ronaldo. He feels betrayed. He feels that he's not respected by the top executives at the club. He feels like the black sheep. But we'll break interview down everything inch by inch, detail by detail. But before everything, if you grab the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, that will help me bring out more such content. And let's get into the interview after this intro. Hit it. Welcome to Humble Discussions, and today's topic, Cristiano Ronaldo and his interview with Piers Morgan. Uncensored, guys. The interview, mind-blowing. It is full of content, and it is full of, true things that we have been speaking out for the longest, and a few controversial things here and there that we need to talk about for sure. He has said open in the interview that he feels betrayed, not only by the manager but by top executives at the club. He feels some people didn't even want him at the club, not this season, but last season as well. What does that tell you? When we break this couple of lines down, we feel that Ronaldo came here because there was a emotion connect with him, and also, he also said in an interview that Sir Alex Ferguson didn't want him to go to Manchester City. So because he loved Man United and there were a lot of emotions, he loved the club, he came back. Now in the interview he says that a lot of people in the hierarchy didn't want him at the club. Not this season but last season as well. So he was not wanted, he was not even a first choice for a lot of people managing the club, not only the manager. So this can be taken in a lot of ways. This can be taken in a lot of faith also. Like you don't know what to say when a player of his stature comes out in an interview and says things like this. This is not it. He has said a lot of things that will directly impact the Glazers and the ownership of the club, because he has not disrespected the fans at any case. He said that I love Man United, I love the fans, they're always on my side. But if Manchester United wanted to do different things, have to change. And not just one thing, a lot of things have to be changed. Progress that he feels after coming back has been zero. Not just after he coming back, but after after Sir Alex Ferguson left the club. And I don't want to even blame him, because we have been that for the longest United have been struggling to do anything. Like, beside Premier League, winning any silverware except for that one season with Jose Mourinho where we went ahead and grabbed the Europa Cup. We haven't done anything substantial. Top 4 finish would have been our best chances of getting something with the club. And United are not a top 4 club. They are like the pinnacle of football, right? And we need to see them at the top. Clubs like Manchester City have developed their infrastructure to a level where you can't even think of competing with them. A game with Manchester City or United in recent times have been a sure shot loss, right? Like, we only try to, scrape a point here and there. We don't even try to win against them. We fight with them, for 10 to 20 minutes on field, and that's it. The rest 70 minutes are where we see us getting outplayed. That should not be the case with Man United. Come like that. You cannot do that. And when he calls out certain aspects of the club, I completely agree with him. But there are things that he has said in this interview that I don't know if I want to agree with him on this or not, but I don't think anything that he has said in this interview is not true. I'm not saying not disrespectful, but definitely these are the truth. This might be disrespectful to some extent to some fans, and fan base may be divided. Maybe Ronaldo has played last game for United after this interview. For this, so that is why the interview came out. He left for, I think, his World Cup camp, and now he'll be training with the Portugal national team. We have to see where Ronaldo's whereabouts lie after the World Cup. But anyway, coming to the next point where Ronaldo said, as Picasso said, you have to destroy it to rebuild it. And if they start with me, for me, it's not a problem. If they want to Ronaldo to be as a scapegoat or the black sheep, he doesn't have a problem, right? That is what he said in this line. He said, a club of this size should be at the top, but this is not the case. There is no excuse. Of course, there is no excuse. I don't know what people are blabbering about and how the fan base is divided about certain opinions of Ronaldo and why is Ronaldo being hated when he has scored like 24 goals last season. The trash United team tried to carry the team as much as he could, right? There has been a lot of talks about Ronaldo this season. He's not performing, but also we have to blame a lot of the blame should not go on him because he's not been given ample starts. He's been benched in important games like Man City, Tottenham. He's not being used to his full potential whenever he's starting. I know he's not been doing well, but you have to give him chances, right? You have to give him more chances for him to succeed at the highest level. You expect match fitness, but you never give him game time is not something that I look forward to, right? I am all in for Ten Hag as the manager because he's kind of delivering results. He's using bench very well, right? So I feel a bit, I feel in a bit of a dilemma where whom to support at this point of time. But as long as my club is doing well, as long as my players in the United jersey are doing well, I try to remain calm. But I have been a Ronaldo fan for the longest because, facts be told, started loving football because of a couple of or maybe 3 players, maybe the Ronaldo that we all know, R9, Ronaldinho, Cristiano Ronaldo. So I have to take his side because he made me love the game, and then because I have a lot of emotional connect with Man United as well. I've been a long-term fan, so that is where the dilemma comes in. And if you talk about the club and the state right now, there has to be changes and proper changes. The ownership, first of all, Glazers out. They need to go because, as Ronaldo said, there has been no progress. Everything is the same. Every single thing in the club is the same. You cannot expect to be performing at the same level when you have the same infrastructure that you had, 15 years ago. You have to change things at the club. Yeah, management needs to change, first of all. Infrastructure needs to change. Facilities need to. And this is how a club progresses. On the field, I understand, but off the field matters a lot. And that is how you can see it. Like if you watch a movie, right, and the cast is, I think, perfect, but the crew is absolutely garbage. How do you expect to make a good movie? You have the top actors, right? You have the top actors in the world. You have Brad Pitt, you have Tom Cruise, but you have shit directors. How are you expecting that entire movie to be a success or a huge hit or to earn the amount of money at box office? That's not going to happen. Things do need to change. I agree with him. So about his move to Man City, he said, nothing has changed here since Sir Alex left. When I decided to return to Manchester United, I followed my heart. Sir Alex Ferguson said to me that there is no way, it's impossible for you to go to Man City. That's not going to happen. So he said, okay boss, I need to came here. Also, undermining the fact that he got a huge paycheck. He was earning £1 million pounds a month, near about. And so, you don't just put down that offer, right? And as much as I've heard, Man City were only offering him a 1-year contract, whereas United were giving him 2 full years of contract. Right now, after this interview, will be like, I think his contract will be terminated. There are a lot of things about the management and also the manager. When I say that, not just this manager, current manager, but he's also said things about the previous manager, that was Ralf Rangnick. that if you're not even a coach, how are you supposed to manage Man United, top club? And he never even had heard of him. I don't know, man. This is so controversial at so many levels, but I don't think this comment will matter a lot because John Murtaugh, was the one who stabbed Ralph Rangnick at the back. Didn't even, and United board will be at the same page with Ronaldo here because nobody wanted Ralph Rangnick and he was just a panic appointment. That's what I have to say. So everyone will agree with Ronaldo on this one part of the statement, that at least the United board, not sure about the fans, but he said he never even heard of him. And trust me, honestly, Ralph Rangnick, even I had never heard of him, and I did Google him and try to look up, and I found him. He did really well with the Red Bull clubs in the past. So after reading about him, after what he did with the clubs, after the youth team influence that he always had with the clubs, and after this is the scouting brilliance of the man, I felt kind of optimistic, right? But this one-liner, just washes it all away. You don't know what to expect right now because Ronaldo, player of that stature, hasn't even heard of him. So he'll be in the bad books of Ralph Rangnick as well. He did score a lot of goals against Ralph Rangnick, so I don't know what to say about that. He's all full mayhem mode in this interview, so I don't know what to expect of these things. And now about the biggest thing about Erik ten Hag. He said, I have no respect for Erik ten Hag because he doesn't respect me. Two-way street, and deserve respect, you have to give respect, right? And he doesn't feel that he's been respected enough, not only by the top executives, but also by the current Man United man. We have seen that in the past that he's been left out, he's been frustrated, he's been on the bench, he's been talking. His talking terms with Ten Hag has been not very well and not very professional in the videos and the leaks that we have seen from the training ground. Or so we have found him, in a slightly happy mood here and there. But overall, whenever Ten Hag and Ronaldo are like together, and the conversation that they have, they don't seem very friendly, right? They only seem like, I don't know, a very professional thing, right? Good in a way, but then he comes out and says that there is no respect. Either of them respect each other. That's a big thing because still the Man United manager, and he'll be the Man United manager for the longest because he's been delivering results. And this one review or this one line that he said about Man United, definitely, and the manager will definitely have him out of the field. He'll be left out. He was appointed as the captain of Man United in the last game that he played. So I think that was a sign of a farewell, and that is how things would have been. And he's going to definitely not be a part of the club anymore after this entire interview because he has said that United have disrespected him. Said that he is black sheep. He's been treated as a scapegoat, right? And also the disrespect coming out from Erik ten Hag that he feels subjected to, not what he was supposed to when he signed the contract in the first place. So there has been a lot of things, not just one, about Man United that he's come out and openly spoken about. I have agreed 90% of the things, but with the Ten Hag situation, I don't know what to say. I think Ten Hag never had Ronaldo in his plans, but because he was such a media boy or he's such a fan favorite kind of a person, he had to use wordings like they always have Ronaldo in his plan, they always loved Ronaldo, because I have also said that in my previous videos, because no, it's not going to happen. Like if you say Ronaldo is in your plans and you don't include him in top games, like Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, then he's never in your plans, right? And you give ideologies like, I don't know, Ten Hag ball or what, high line defending, Ronaldo can't do that, or high line, he cannot deal with that. I have never bought that bullshit and I'll never buy. So if you're not starting Ronaldo, he's not in your plan. It is good to go ahead and just say it out loud rather than just bench a player of that stature and waste his potential, whatever he has left. Just allow him to leave and to at a better place, or I don't know, as a player that's most suited to him in the final couple of years of his life, right? And that was about it. And I think about the preseason, he just said one small thing, that he was not believed that why he wanted the preseason leave, because his 3-month-old daughter was in the hospital and he wanted time off and he wanted to look after her, take care of her. So people took it in a wrong way, and he was not respected or not believed for that one thing as well. That is all that I have to say about the interview for Cristiano Ronaldo. It has been a very bold interview. Players don't generally go ahead and give these kind of interviews, but this is Ronaldo we're talking about. This is one of the best players of the world that we're talking about. Again, he's done enough, deserves to be respected, but again, no player is bigger than the club. I do not want to end this entire video on a dilemma, but I also want to say that this is the best thing that Ronaldo could have done, because he was not getting game time. United's board needed to be exposed. Ralph Rangnick tried for the longest to expose this, but now Ronaldo has this completely said it. Things need to change, and it definitely needs to change. About Ten Hag, I don't think those comments would matter anymore, because he's not going to play for the club, and he's never going to play for Ten Hag, or never going to be a part of any kind of activity that Man United and the current board do now, or maybe in the future. Once he'll be a legend for sure, but he's never coming back to Man United till this board is around. Also, this is around, and that will be the case. And let me know what you think about this Ronaldo's interview in the comments down below. I'll try to break it down line by line and try to express my thoughts and try to explain what he meant by all of this. The bottom line being, things need to change at Man United, and also that he wasn't respected enough by the current manager and also the top executives of the club. If you've stuck this wrong, please consider commenting, liking, subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one.